Plain old boring shoes? That's played out. The same as lame. Turn up the bling with Sean Clemens. Her boutique of customized kicks and other items can be found on Facebook and Instagram at that1QDimple. Call her today at 265-5861. You bring it and she'll bling it. Would you like to donate or become a sponsor on our radio show? Want to be a guest? Or do you have any show ideas? Go to relationshipunleashed.com today and let your voice be heard. Want to call in? Call us at 260-5926. The Unleashed Voice magazine is here and it's in a location near you. The Memphis Gay and Lesbian Community Center, Side Street, Spin Street, Wild Hair Smoke Shop, Otherlands, Ins and Outs, and many other sites. Check out tuvmag.com for exclusive content, to sign up for subscriptions, and to get your business in our magazine. Designers, chefs, CEOs, models, whatever your trade is, we want to advertise with you. Don't forget tuvmag.com and follow our social media movements.
I'm catching him here alone.
I'm finna go in.
This is the baddest talk show on KWAM 99. This is the Unleashed Voice for the LGBTQ community, where we educate, empower, and enrich. And this is Eddie's theme song. He's about to perform like he's at the club and everything. And we want to pay our tribute and to our lovely Miss Natalie Cole, living legend. She just passed away. God bless her soul. She's in soul heaven with her father, and Johnny Taylor, and James Brown, and Michael Jackson, and Tupac, and Elvis. They're having a good time.
And Nippy.
And Biggie.
And Nippy.
And Nippy. And Nippy. They're having a good time. So, but we're back. We're going to talk about these New Year resolutions, and we're going to help people discover the me that they really want to be. And we have a caller. Caller, you live on the baddest talk show on KWAM 990. Jackson, go ahead. Good afternoon. Thank you. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I never slept with him, so I don't know. I never slept with him, I would have told you, but I don't know. I don't know nobody who slept with him, so I can't help you.
I promise you, I don't know.
He ain't my type. He ain't my type.
Mine either. Okay.
I ain't messing like that, Jackson. Don't tell my dirt.
We got a reputation to uphold.
Yeah, I'm a Christian. I'm a holy Christian, Jackson. Can't tell my dirt. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. So we're talking about this paradigm shift, and I'm talking about how we need to discover that there is a me that I want to be. So we need to figure out why God loves.
Say that again.
There is a me that I want to be.
Oh, that's your otherness.
And so we need to figure out how to be this me, and we have to realize that life is not about any particular achievement or experience. The most important thing in life is not what you do, but it's who you become. And so we need to discover this me that we really want to be. So I'm going to let you go. We'll go back and forth with resolutions, and I'm going to hit it with this piece about why God made me and made you, and discover this me that we want to be. So you can go ahead.
Okay. So I think to piggyback off you, I think people don't know how to even start the discovery process.
Okay.
If that's what they're trying to get to.
Okay.
Because most people resolutions or goals are always pretty much tied up in self-improvement of some type. Okay. So I'm gonna read this. I read a lot. So Napoleon Hill, one of the greatest thought leaders that we have, in his book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill says,
if you don't cut that phone off,
That's
they
Periscope.
periscoping.
Quit Periscope. We trying to do the show.
No.
Go ahead. Sit down.
You're gonna work on
Loose
this.
here.
So Napoleon Hill says there is a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it.
Okay.
You will never be ready for a thing until you believe you can acquire it.
Okay.
The state of mind must be belief
Okay.
and not mere hope or wish. It takes open-mindedness And it's essential for your belief. Closed minds do not inspire faith, courage, or belief. So you got to believe it.
Okay.
And then you do it. Now
Okay.
you go.
So we have to figure out that only God knows our full potential.
Okay.
And she is guiding us to the best version of ourself that we could be.
You missed some people.
I did when I said she. So she has many tools that she uses. I'm referring to God, and God is never in a hurry.
Okay.
Now, we can never get discouraged by how long it takes God, because, you know, it delights God to see us grow. But only God can see the best version of us. And so we have to realize that our full potential is in us. And that God is at work all the time in us. And God made us to flourish.
Okay.
And people don't realize that.
Okay.
And the flourishing is God's gift and plan. And so when you begin to realize and flourish in the harmony with other people, with creation, with yourself, flourishing is not measured by your income, your possession, your attractiveness. It means becoming the person that God has you in mind to become. Flourishing means moving towards God's best version of you. You were made to flourish. We don't realize that.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you why they don't realize.
Okay.
Remember, before we took the break, I was talking about the paradigm.
Okay.
And I was talking about where people operate on.
Okay.
And they level that they operate on.
Mm-hmm.
Because if that was the thing and all people needed to know was that God wanted this to happen for them, then we'll have everybody around us being successful.
Okay.
But see, the thing that has happened is that they don't believe it.
Okay.
They don't believe that this is what God wants them to do because of the programming process. I tell you this. Remember when you were little?
Okay.
And you had all those toys in your room and you used to play and you used to fight your wrestling men and you did all these things. You were fantasizing.
Mm-hmm.
And most of all of the creative ideas and everything that go on, this microphone that I'm talking on right now, this was a fantasy. This was somebody sitting down being brilliant. The computers, the cars. It all started there. People have forgotten about that element that they need in order to achieve things. They forgot about that. They forgot about, so if you think it, you can do it. Because of the programming process of the paradigm. They reach a point in their life where they stay right there, and the only, as far as they can go, is what they see and the comfort level that they built. Because they stay in a state of, I can do this, and they don't set goals and things that stretch them. Because you and I both know that when you start going after your goals, you are going to be stretched.
I'm finna bet y'all up now.
Come on then.
Okay. As God helped you grow, you will change. But you will always be you.
And, okay.
Wait a minute. As God helps you grow, you will change, but you will always be you. Okay. An acorn can grow into an oak tree, but it cannot become a rose bush.
Okay.
It can be a healthy oak tree, or it can be a stunted oak, but it won't be a scrub. You will always be you, a growing, healthy you. God did not create you to be anybody else. God created you to be you.
Also, when you say change,
Okay.
people resist change.
They do.
They resist change.
Mm-hmm.
Also, they resist being changed.
Mm-hmm.
Two things. The problem is when you go in and you start like trying to change people, a wall go up immediately. But if they change themselves, it's no problem. As far as the things that they want to do and the direction that they want to go. So it's some real simple elements.
Okay.
Most of them don't ever see the big picture. They don't ever see the creative process of what it is that they're trying to attain because they aim too low.
Okay.
And the reason that they aim low because they are in a state and they using these type of methods that's always fail.
Okay.
For instance, I want to lose weight.
Okay.
The conventional path that tell me to lose weight is do what?
Work out.
And what else?
Diet.
Okay, if that works, then everybody around us be skinny with it. But the problem is you got to be willing. you got to be willing to do the work. You got to be willing to pay the price. That means you got to give up stuff. You got to change. You got to work out. You got to read. You got to either get your dietitian. You got to get you a coach. You got to do all these things. Get up in the morning. Work out when you get off work. Work through the pain. Do one more set. Most people don't want to do that.
Well, let me rebut you on that.
Come on.
It's simpler than that. Mm-hmm. It all starts in the mind. If you don't see a skinny Gwen, you ain't gonna be no skinny Gwen.
That's what I'm saying.
So you have to see the skinny Gwen, see the skinny Gwen doing the extra set, all the above. You have to see. If you don't see it, it's not going to work. This whole journey begins with your spirit. When your spirit becomes empowered by God's spirit, every human has the sense of receiving an idea or energy from a source beyond yourself. You have to have the spirit. If it's not going to work, first off, you can't do it on your own. We already know this. So, if God is helping us, we have to have God's spirit inside of us to help us through this journey of life. This is a tough journey. And you'll get all type of distractions from your family, your friends, your loved ones, all the above. You have to have a made-up mind. You have to have your spirit right. You have to know your purpose for living. You have to know that you were made to flourish. You have to know that this is available at all times, and that that God is here to redeem you, not exchange you. God don't want to give anything back that God made. And people, they forget that. God don't want to trade you in. You a new creation. God created you, so why does God want to give you back? This is not a used car lot.
Because we are people that are subjected to programming. Mm-hmm. We are so programmed. And we're programmed about pretty much everything we do, day in and day out, and how we live our lives. You said something really important about people. Mm-hmm. People being around you.
Oh, we got 5:30.
Okay. But let me get this in, so okay. I want people to stay with us.
Okay.
Like attract like.
Okay.
Like attract like. Mm-hmm. So if you're a miserable person, you're going to be around miserable people. Mm-hmm. Miserable people don't like happy people. Mm-hmm. Happy people don't like miserable people. Mm-hmm. Like attract like. Mm-hmm. You have to be around people. You don't find rich people living in the slums, John. And you don't find poor people without money living in rich neighborhoods. Like attract like. And you be in harmony with the people that you're most around. So once you start setting these goals, you got to be around people that also have goals and know how to set goals and achieve goals. Right. Because if you don't, you are lowering your chances of getting these things. And this is the $100,000 question. When you start making those goals, and the people that's operating on your level, they do not want you to leave. Mm-mm. No. They don't want you to leave. They want you to succeed, though, but they don't want you to leave because they're not ready to go. They're not ready to give up. They're not ready to do the things that they need to do also. Mm-hmm. So we're going to take our second and final break for the evening, and we're talking about goals, and they've been preaching. And we'll be right back on the Unleashed Voice.
Eddie, put that whiskey down.
That's my song, too.